Hey, what's going on guys? Cotton here, and a lot of people have asked me to kind of do a video showing my soldiers or explaining how I play them, so I figured I would go ahead and do a rundown of my German army. They're definitely my most built army. I have probably 3 times as many Germans than I do Americans and Russians combined. So let's just jump on into this here. I'm not really sure what order I should go in. I guess I'll just go in the order that it lists for me for some reason. Alright, so starting off, we got General Jimmy here. Now, he's only a level 18 general. I really don't use him that much. He's kind of a filler for when I need extra tanks or something like that to be equipped, because I only have 1 tanker, but we'll get to that later. So I don't really use him that much. He's just kind of a filler for random assault teams that I need, but he gets the job done. Alright, next we got Humongous. Now, this guy is basically just my dedicated engineer kind of guy. He's mainly a tank hunter, using his patented weapon here, Big Black, and as you can see, it is very big and black. He also rocks a P-38 in case he's caught out by infantry, and I carry a wrench on him because a lot of times I have him driving some kind of odd vehicles, like mainly the AA gun, sometimes other APCs, and you just need to be able to help, fix things up. And he's rocking the Splitter Muster Mountain camo. I don't know why, I just like that camo. I have it on quite a couple of my characters. His combat badges, he's rocking the heavyset silver. Again, I don't really use this guy that much, so his heavyset isn't gold yet, but his Iron Fist is gold, just to make sure I do that extra bit of oomph to any kind of armored target that bazooka hits. I don't know why I have it fully modded. You really don't need a weapon fully modded, but I figure this is kind of this guy's only weapon. If I somehow shoot at an infantry with that Panzerschreck and I miss, this has to save my life. So I don't spare any expense, when it comes to his sidearm. Alright, so next we got the King. And the reason I call this guy the King is because he was literally my first character when I started playing Heroes and Generals. And he has everything. From owning every single German weapon there is to own. He even owns a PPSH. He's got a FG-42, and I don't even paratroop with him anymore. See, when I first started, I didn't have a lot of different characters, and I used to have this guy just do a little bit of everything as per needed. I'd change him after match after match. Sometimes I'd even take him tanker or pilot, but through the years, he's gained everything. And a lot of you were going to ask, how does he have a PPSH as a German? The Russian weapons were actually put in the game before the actual Soviet army was, so if you had high enough ribbon requirements met, you could buy the Soviet weapons. So under his vehicles, he's using a the Schwimm wagon, and I like to use that just to flank around, especially on any kind of map that has rivers and bridges. It's an absolute nightmare, so you really need to go swimming, flank around them. Motorcycle and the armored APC, of course. Now he's rocking the Sumpfmuster camo. I kind of bought this when they did the graphic overhaul on all the foliage. I kind of like this just to help him blend into bushes if he happens to be hiding from somebody. And another reason he's called the King is because he loves gold. I'm talking, he has every single badge just gold. I mean, obviously First Blood's gonna stay bronze, but he loves gold. It's crazy. Even all of his war commanding stuff, I mean, everything is just gold. His paratrooper stuff. Like I said, he did a little bit of tanking and flying, but not enough to really, he did more flying than tanking, but again, not enough to really gain any badges, because I eventually bought a dedicated pilot and tanker. Now, I know some of you were going to ask, what are the mods on the STG? I'll go ahead and show those real quick. I should probably show the mods for every one of my characters. So here you go. This is the build I feel most comfortable with. I like the RPM right in the middle. I find the gun very controllable. Nice 3-hit kill model. Just very, very effective build. Alright, so now we got the headdinger. Now, I made this guy just to really prove a point that I really personally feel the starter rifles in the game here are the strongest weapons in the game. Doesn't matter if it's the G43, the M1 Garand, the SVT, they're absolutely nasty once you mod them up. So I'm going to go ahead and just show the mods now, get that out of the way. As you can see, I'm using the German sniper ammo. I don't use a trigger, and I actually use the heavy spring. This slows the RPM down, but tightens up your shot a lot more, making it much more precise. And I feel that I really don't have to fire the gun that fast. 194 RPM is plenty for me. I just love this type of build on the gun. It will two-shot anybody, including a heavyset gold, and it's very easy to pick heads with a T-scope once you get used to it. That's why I call this guy the headdinger. Now again, he's running the same mods on this P38 as humongous back there. And again, reason being, I just want to be able to rely on the weapon when I need to pull it out to save my life. I'm to the point where all my characters are such a high level, I'm not really fazed by the repairability. And now his vehicle rundown, he also packs an AA truck just in case. I don't know, some rounds there's a lot of planes, you just want to help deal with them. And just a skinned up Kuba wagon in an R75. Now he's wearing the Sump Muster 43. It's not quite as dark as the previous King skin. It's a little lighter. And again, this guy spends a little bit more time in bushes and in grass. I just kind of like this color on him. I don't know why. Ever since maybe the new lighting, I don't know. His badges, he's just using Marathon Man and Heavyset. The reason being is this guy, he actually spends a lot of time on foot. He's a flanker, you know, he's going to go through the woods, he's going to be a little sneaky sniper. He spends a lot of time on foot, so I figure the more stamina I can give him, the better. And now it looks like my recon is next. Ah, the red-eyed Jedi. Don't ask me why I call him that. So he rocks the Carmageddon bolt action. You may have been killed by this once or twice. This is one of my most played characters. I just really like recon, or at least I used to. I feel now that infantry snipers do it a lot better. They don't have as much sway. The 8x scopes are really bad now for the sway, but it's not the end of the world. But I'm gonna go ahead and show my mods here. This is not the maximum damage build. This is set up to be a longer range one-hit kill, up to about 300 meters. Your bullet will carry pretty good damage. I could make the build hit a little heavier if I wanted heart ammo on there, but all that range drop off, I just don't like it. This guy's a proper recon. He goes for long range. And again, same thing on the P38, just max RPM, give it some extra damage here. If you want, you can go for the Attica ammo, or the Faust, I'm sorry. But I don't think you really need to lose that much of the range on it. I just like a little bit of the damage bump without losing the range. So for vehicles, he's rocking the Recon SDKFZ222, whatever. That's a mouthful, holy hell. And of course, the R75 sidecar. The camo I went with is Liebermuster. This may not be the most tactically sound camo, but honestly, I just like it, and it looks really cool on the Recon because his pants also get skinned for it. So, I don't know. It's my hot body. I do what I want. So now, under his badges, I've gone for the full stealth camo build here. I have ghillie gold, and we have camouflage, meaning I cannot be spotted, and there's not going to be a kill cam if I kill you. So that really helps me just be a nice little mountain camping fairy if I need be. Or even if you're doing up-close stealth missions, you're shooting people from behind, they have no idea where they died, you know? Alright, moving on down. Ah, the legendary beater of ass. Now, I don't know why, I just love this build. He's half infantry sniper, but instead of bringing a pistol for a backup, he has an MP40. Now, a lot of you are asking, whoa, Cotton, wait a minute. How do you have two weapons equipped at once? Well, it's real easy. You just pick a weapon. For me, I believe I picked the car, and you can take ammo off of it over here. See how it says 0 pouches? So essentially, this weapon only starts with 1 clip of ammo, but through the Hoarder badge, you can get ammunition back for primary weapons. So basically, this guy is prepared for all ranges of infantry fighting. He has short range, medium range, and long range absolutely covered. He's just ready to tear into some infantry. Now, of course, if anything armored shows up, he's doomed. But I don't know, this build is a lot of fun, especially on the encounter and the skirmish maps where you encounter more infantry. So here's his Car 98 mods. It's meant to be a very fast rebolting rifle, but it still has the one-hit kill up to about, 150, 200 meters, somewhere around there. And it's just your standard infantry one-hit build. If you want a one-hit rifle as an infantry, this is your build. And now his MP40, I have modded pretty heavy. Not too heavy. I actually don't use a barrel on it. I don't really see the point in that minor little bit of range gain. So I use everything but a barrel on this thing. And it's just the ultimate oh shit weapon. When you're in a panic and you're a sniper, what's better than pulling out a pistol? If someone walks up on you, you just start spraying with a highly modded, max RPM, you know, medium damage, you know, MP40, and they're done. You know, they're done. So I just like this build. Also, I keep the regular amount of ammo on here. So I actually start with about 6 or 7 clips, I believe. Wait a minute, no, by default you get 4. I get 2 more through Hoarder. So yeah, I start out with 6 for this. So I have a lot of ammunition if I feel like just going on a close quarter combat tear and capping a point or whatever. This guy is ready for it. That's why he is the beater of ass. And again, same camo as before, Splitter Muster Mountain. His vehicles, Kubel Wagon, Sidecar, and the cheaper of the APCs, just because this guy, I don't know, he really doesn't do a lot of driving, but when I do, this truck is just funny to drive, so I like to run people over with it. Alright, Big Barrel Long Grip. This guy is basically just my dedicated LMG gunner. Whether it's the MG34 or the MG42, I mean, he's on it. Yes, I use a C96 right here. I've honestly never really felt that I've pulled a pistol much on this guy. Whenever I have an LMG, I'll just hip fire that thing and kill you if you walk up on me. But I do have it just in case, but I very rarely use a pistol on him. That's why he's not upgraded to, like, you know, a P38 yet or whatever. To be honest, his ribbon just isn't there. I don't use it. But I'll go ahead and show you my more recent MG42 mods. Ever since they added extra sway and recoil to it, I've actually taken to this really slow build of 720 RPM. It's very controllable, and it does decent damage, and I know I'm triggering some people with this build, but I don't know why. I just like it. It's been working for me. The gun doesn't go as empty as fast, which I think is key. So many times have I been caught reloading an LMG because I'm always empty. Because when you're rocking that max, you know, 1200 RPM or whatever, that's just crazy to me. That's way too much. So this guy's badges, he's using Heavy Set and Tight Grip Gold. Tight Grip Gold just works with any LMG just to help reduce all that recoil and cone expansion. And I figure Heavy Set because he's going to come in like a Terminator with an LMG. He's got to be able to take a hit or two. Vehicles, just your standard Kubel Wagon. I do bring a Kettenkrad just in case I need more ammo on him. I have ammo crates on there. And just a regular Blitz truck. Okay, next we have Mr. Bond. Jimmy Bond. This is my little German spy, basically. He likes to sneak up behind enemy lines and just start dumping landmines everywhere. I really think it's a good idea for everybody in the game to have a dedicated landmine infantry because you can start the match with him, go plant up to 10 landmines in the map wherever you want, put them on really populated roads, bridges, wherever. Then you can end up switching characters when you die, whatever. Those landmines will stay active, and you'll notice those getting you kills throughout the round. But now you'll see, because I want to bring so many landmines on this guy, I didn't really have enough weight to bring a full-fledged gun, so I figure, I'll use the very stealthy and quiet P08 Parabellum. Go ahead and show those mods now. Fully modded because this essentially is this guy's primary weapon, so it needs to be able to kill stuff. And it does very well. This gun's very accurate, it's very quiet. It has a decent 3-hit kill on it, so you can't be mad at it. I bring a knife too, just in case I feel like being even more stealthy. I don't know, every once in a while I pull it out, stab somebody. You feel really good when you get a good melee kill in this game, I don't know. So his badges, basically just standard Heavy Set and Dynamite Lover, just some extra landmines, a little bit of damage reduction, because I figure he's only rocking a pistol. He definitely needs to be able to take a hit or two to keep on pumping. And he's wearing Liebermuster on the Germans here. Now notice, I like Liebermuster. I think it's a cool skin. I kind of wish it did the pants too. That's kind of why I have it on the Recon. I just like how it does the pants as well, but it still looks pretty cool to have the jacket on infantry. Next we just have Jimmy. This is just a little Jimmy. I really don't know what I'm doing with him yet. I just bought him from the store. You know, I burned some extra credits I had, and he's a level 15 infantry. And then I bought one of those weapon bundles from the store, the SMG one, and you get the MP34, grenades, and a knife. And your MP34 comes with a few mods. I believe it comes with the ammo, the trigger, and you get a special lightning bolt. And yes, the special lightning bolt is a hair bit better than the regular lightning bolt because you don't lose as much range and precision, but it's still a very minor change. And honestly, ideally, You're probably going to want Light and Spring if you don't like the range drop, but Light and Spring does add more spread. A lot of people do prefer the Lightning Bolt or the Special Light Bolt for these cheaper guns because chances are you're going to be extremely close range fighting with this weapon anyway, so who cares about losing a little bit of range? I'd rather lose range than have a bigger expansion on the cone fire. But again, I'm not really sure what I'm doing with this guy yet. I kind of just bought him to load him up with assault teams. I think I have over 50 assault teams right now on my Germans. So he's basically just some kind of like, you know, essentially he's like a coke mule. I just have him smuggling out assault teams all day. I really don't play him. I don't really know what to make him because I kind of already have a class for everything, but I'm sure I'll think of something crazy. Alright, now we're at Mine Driver, yeah? This is my tanker on Germany. Pretty standard getup here. Again, I don't find myself jumping out of the tank that often, so a max RPM C96 will do you just fine. It's like a nice little Uzi in your hand. Decent damage on it. Very cheap, effective gun. So, that's my tanker's main. He brings some grenades too, just in case. And then of course, as every tanker I feel needs, a wrench and binoculars. You know, you hop out of your tank when you're on top of a mountain, you can get a little bit better of a view of binoculars, even if it's just a spot for a minute. And you'll notice, yes, he's rocking some fashionable Sumph Mustard camo. I really don't know why I bought that, considering he never gets out of his tank, but I had some extra credits, I figured why not. So now, of course, his vehicle arsenal. Now, of course, he owns every single German tank. These are the ones I've taken the best liking to. They're pretty much the heavyweights in each of their class, aside from the Lukes. The 38T still has a place somewhere because it has a regular sniping cannon, whereas this has a flak on it. You can't exactly do those nice long-range, high-explosive snipes or anything like that. The Lukes is meant to get up close to other tanks, so just be aware of that. But yeah, I'm loving the ambush camo, especially on the Tiger 2. It just looks monstrous coming at you like that. So it's pretty sweet, man. Look at that, yeah. Now we go over to his badges. I'm using Gunner Gold because obviously this is your #1 priority badge for any tanker. If you don't have Veteran and you only have one badge slot, you want Gunner, because the faster you can get your shells out means you're winning some tank engagements. And then of course I bring Mechanic Gold because I don't want to sit there and have to repair my tank that long, so that lets him swing that wrench twice as fast and it really helps. Now we're getting down into my flyboys here. First up, Premature Evacuation, the legend himself. He was my first dedicated paratrooper I ever made, and he used to have this problem where he'd kind of, you know, jump out of the plane a little too early, if you know what I mean. That's why he's Premature Evacuation. Now, being my oldest, most senior paratrooper, I just went straight up for the FG-42 on him. I knew from the second I seen this gun, I wanted it. I love this gun in the game. I don't like it with a scope, can't recommend it, but I'll go ahead and show you my mods here. I do use this fully modded. It is a disgusting, damn near 2-hit kill build. Now keep in mind there's a lot of recoil on this. The gun pulls up and left pretty hard, but I've learned to control it over the years and I just love this build. And as you can see, he's rocking the Liebermuster again. I'm just a fan of this camo. I think it looks cool, especially when it's flying through the air coming at you like that. We go to his badges, just your standard free fall. I think this is pretty much standard requirement for every paratrooper is free fall. Being able to pull your chute closer to the ground means you're not being sniped at by just AA guns, tanks, snipers, mounted MGs. You don't have everybody shooting at you while you're slowly drifting to the ground. And I also bring heavy set, just in case I get sniped on the way down. At least I have a chance to survive and get to the ground, you know. So my next paratrooper, I honestly haven't named him yet. He's a relatively new character. I started tinkering with the idea of having a para-sniper. And essentially that's what this is, because what could be better than a regular sniper is a sniper who can go wherever the hell he wants. Essentially that's where paratroopers do. You can jump on, I think some of you have seen my video called Treetop Sniper. You can jump to the top of trees and hide in them. You can jump on any roof that you want. You can just go places regular infantry and recon can't go. So that gives you an advantage. And when you have the high ground and a scope, it's a recipe for destruction. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you my mods here. These are the same mods I use on headdinger, sniper ammo, and scout barrel for all that damage. The T-post and just a heavy spring to slow it down, make it more accurate. No trigger at all. I don't need the added RPM. The trigger will add inaccuracy, and I just don't need that. We go over to his badges. As I said, he's still a relatively new character. His heavy set's still rocking bronze, and he has free fall like any para should. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to my third paratrooper before I get into my pilots. This third guy I also just recently made because I'm going to be honest with you guys, this character is kind of like a rage character. Some people call me a dick for making this character. I agree, it is kind of a dick move. But when I'm in a battle and I'm just getting camped over and over again by these fucking tanks sitting on top of mountains, I get mad. And when I get mad, that's when I call Bend Over. Because Bend Over is going to come jump on top of your tank ass and he's going to stick you and it's going to hurt really bad. Now he packs 2 stacks of H3s, so without having a Dynamite Lover badge, this gives me 6. I have the ability to kill 3 tanks when I land with this character. Now essentially, I am using a C96 right now. This will eventually be upgraded to a P38 or a P08. I haven't decided yet. Possibly a P08 just to maintain the silence. But for now, a max RPM C96, like I said, it'll get you there. It's a nice little zippy gun. I don't even have mine at max RPM yet. You really want that match trigger for it. So, but again, you gotta, he's a new character and work with what you got. His badges, again, he's a very new character. First blood and free fall, but, he's doing his thing. He'll eventually have either heavy set, or I might even bring Dynamite Lover on him when I level him up more. Okay, now we can get into my pilots. Now you're probably wondering, pilots? Cotton, you're an asshole. I know. But I have 2 pilots on Germany. Reason being, I like to be able to switch my ammunition on the fly. Now back in the day, I'm talking way back when Grandpa Cotton was just a wee lad, and Heroes and Generals was just coming up, you used to be able to change the ammo on your planes, or better yet, you could have multiple planes on one pilot. Some of my pilots actually do have multiple planes. I don't know if that's on my Germans or not. No, it's my Soviets and my Americans that do. But this is my APCR pilot, and this is my high explosive pilot. Now, I'll fly APCR against other pilots, and if there's a lot of tanks around the map, that's just how you kill enemies like that. For me, it's not worth it to kill enemy pilots with high explosive. You only get about 5 experience for the actual player kill versus about 100 experience if you kill a plane with APCR. It's just worth it to level up. Now you'll notice that both pilots are using Bombs Away and Flak Jacket. This guy's Flak Jacket is gold already. This guy's still rocking dual silvers because I really don't fly high explosive that much. And Bombs Away is just a hard badge to get, but he'll have it soon enough. And again, both of them same loadout, just a cheap little C96 with some RPM on it and some ammo, some hand grenades and a wrench. Both of them exact same build. So yeah, guys, that about does it for my German army here. I know this seems like a lot. Some people might call me pay to win. I can assure you that's not the case. I've played this game for years. This is just a case of I'm a veteran. I've done it on my live stream where I'll spend 500,000 credits just like that on skins and shit. Just because I make extra credits. I already own everything. I don't buy much, so this is all just progression through the years. It is possible, but a lot of this progress takes time. So don't be discouraged, guys. Keep on your grind and you'll get there. I'm not saying you need this many soldiers. I'm just going a little crazy with my Germans, especially because I have so many assault teams on them all. It just helps me mule them out and fuel the war. But I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope it's been at least a little bit insightful for you, give you an insight on my German army here, just an overview of all my characters. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy.